Salvation is free, but deliverance you pay a price. And let me say this to our friends: to get delivered is easy and simple, but to keep your deliverance is hard.
Wow.
It's hard work. To be delivered from a demon or from an evil spirit or from anything or in a curse, it's so easy. It takes just a moment. But how do you keep your deliverance? How do you remain free? Because even me, I think someone should ask me, James, God delivered you, but how have you kept yourself free?
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to the Preacher's Portal. In this video, Pastor James Kawalya, who needs no introduction, about his wonderful and powerful life-transforming testimony on his deliverance and his journey into Christianity from the occult world, shares a deep insight and teaching about how to be delivered and remain delivered, how to be totally delivered from the captivity and from the snare of the enemy. Listen and be blessed. This is the Preacher's Portal. Please hit the like button, share, and subscribe.
Even up today, how have you remained, with all the kind of bondage, the traumas, the abuses, and all the kind of, how have you remained free? How have you walked the Lord to prosper you, the Lord to use you, but also to keep your deliverance? Because many come out and find themselves back. Many do not come out fully. Many do not give up their powers and their knowledge they got. So so people meet them, they have a testimony, they came out of bondage, they come out of Satanism, but there's still a mix-up. So how do I keep, I think that today, if you're, whatever you're watching from, is how to get your deliverance and how to keep it. So, it's very important.
So let's start from, I guess, the basics. Because as we've interacted, I think what I've realized is your definition of deliverance is different to what most people in the church define deliverance as. So let's just break that whole idea down. How do you define deliverance? Because you define it not just as an event. So can you just go into detail on that?
Now let's look at, if you're going to look at deliverance, you're going to look at a man. A man is a spirit, a soul, and a body. So when you look at that, what is in bondage? What is in captivity? Is it his body, his soul, or his spirit? So when you know what is in bondage, then you know how, for example, if the man is soul, because the man is a soul, a spirit, and a body. So what we see in the body, where is it coming from? If I see, for example, a disorder, or an addiction, or a sickness, or a behavior, it's on my body, it's my behavior, my character. But where is it coming from? It's coming from the condition of the soul. And what is affecting the soul? The filthiness in the spirit. So deliverance is to bring the whole man, the body, spirit, and soul, to where they're supposed to be in God. You know, that's why in 3 John verse 2, he says that, Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health just as your soul prospers. So most times when we look about deliverance, talk about casting out demons, but that's not deliverance. That is exorcism, removing spirits. Deliverance is the restoration of the soul. Because the soul is what? Potential identity, what God intended you to be. So deliverance, it doesn't help for me to cast out demons and not help you to become what God intended you to be. So it's not about the demons, the curses, the evil spirits, but also the transforming a man back into the image of God.
Wow.
So that's deliverance. So it can't be an event. It has to deal with the issues of the soul. When we talk about captivity, what is in captivity? What exactly? Because a man can be walking free in the physical. I can talk to you, you look free, but then you're not free. So what is in captivity? What is in bondage? It is the soul. It's not the body. The body is just showing, manifesting what is in a man's soul. And where is the man's soul? Where is the captivity? The captivity is in the spirit realm, the unseen realm. So you need to know, how do I interact with the unseen realm, with the spiritual realm, and how do I locate the soul that has been in captivity, and where is the prison? then that's what God has taught me all the years, that it's not about, because in the first place, when I came to Christ, it was about casting out demons. And I'm telling you, I went through different deliverance sessions. Go, we ban you, fire, we bind you, and they say you are delivered. But only to go again, for example, you go home and you're tormented again. And you know the thing has not left. It is still in you.
So let me ask the question. When you say you know it has not left, is it that it hadn't left, or they just initiated a part of deliverance but didn't carry on the process?
Because most people, when they say deliverance, they go through a spiritual exercise, which is about casting out the demons or the evil spirits or what. But then the person who is in bondage or who is in pain, deep inside, you know you're not delivered because you still feel the pain.
So the soul is wounded. From the, I guess, maybe the trauma or the fact that they were hosting that spirit. Yeah. So the spirit may be gone, but the woundedness of the soul makes it possible for the spirit to come back.
Jesus said, when an evil spirit leaves a man and is cast out, it goes in the dry places. If it finds no place to rest, it returns to where it came from. And when it finds the house swept and clean, it brings 7 others worse than it. And the condition of the person is worse than when they began. So many times people are just exposed to spiritual things, but not helped. Why? Because deliverance has never been an event. Deliverance is a discipleship process. You go through discipleship, the transforming of your soul, which means someone has to help you identify things in your life that need to be removed and replaced. That's very important. What is, because you remove something, but what do you replace it with? You see? So it cannot be an event. And I always say that partial deliverance is worse than no deliverance. Because if you are delivered partially, in just a month or some weeks, you'll be worse than before. So you start on, and then you are exposed. It's like I open a wound and leave it open. What happens? Infections. More infections. I better not open the wound. I always tell people, if you will not finish the journey, don't start. And I tell the ministers and the people, if you come for deliverance, are you ready to walk the journey? If you're not ready, I think it's okay, you better not start, because it's not good for you. So, and I always say that to deliver a person is not just out of zeal and out of desire. It's a skill.